My name is Tiffany, and I would love for you to empathize with me. So, that experience of losing I don't even like the word losing a loved one, having a loved one's life taken by their spouse, was I don't even know how to really describe it. I know that what occurred in the process of suppressing grief and grieving was a rebirthing of me, because it required me to sit with my feelings and not be so busy that I don't have time or space to feel. Again, I had survived childhood and that instability by being busy. And so that was my habit. When that happened, that initial was to stay busy. We had a funeral plan. I had things to cancel. I had to pack her stuff, plan. Like, it just was still busy. So I didn't even really experience the grief until like 5 years later. And that's when I broke. That's when I broke, and experienced anxiety, depression, actual panic attacks, burnout. I experienced all of that, and it was a dark place. I don't know how to describe, like, you know how you operate, and then something happens, and then you just you can't be you anymore. Like, you can't be as you were. And so it was this space in my life where I was like, I don't know how to be. So all I know to do is just whatever is in front of me. So I wrote a lot. I cried a lot. I slept a lot. I stayed out of the house a lot. I just really kind of hunted for myself during that season of grief. And out of all of that unfolded this deeper truth and deeper need for self-care and self-love, and all of that surrounding my mom and her using and her recovery and then her dying. Like, all of that returned, like, revolved me more into myself ultimately, and then closer into the woman that she saw me to be before I did. Like, she saw a strength in me that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She used to look me in my face and be like, how do you do this? Like, how do you act like you're good and everything's okay? She used to tell me that, and I'm like, what do you mean? How else am I supposed to be? I didn't know I didn't know how else to be. But she's saying, why aren't you some broke, tore up kid that can't get A's, that can't focus in school? How do you sit up straight and fold your hands in class, and your mom's out here on the street and don't pick you up on time? And I would smile and hug her like nothing was wrong. You know, like, I didn't know how else to be.
Wow.
And so eventually through, and this is just interesting talking about it, like, through the evolution of her being, I eventually and continue to discover more about myself.